Good to be here.
It's so nice to have you here in Toronto and in visiting with us here at CHFI. You're in town for the National Home Show, which is on this weekend at the Direct Energy Center down at Exhibition Place. And you've been a carpenter for several years. You did some stuff as a kid, and then obviously you've done it more professionally in the last several years. You've got some tips on your website at typenningtonstyle.com on what we can do. I'm sure you get asked this question a lot, but with economic times the way they are, what can we do at home in our principal rooms, like the bathroom, the kitchen, those big rooms that everyone needs to focus on, that will have maximum impact, but we don't have to spend a lot of money on? Other than paint the walls. I think everyone says paint the walls, right?
Well, one thing's for sure. With my experience, I've learned, if anyone ever watched Trading Spaces, they know that I know how to work on the budget. When the designer said, hey, look, I need 3 pieces of furniture and I've got $20. I'm like, awesome, let's make something out of cardboard. But I think definitely in these times, people are looking at their homes completely different. You know, back a couple years back, it was all about flipping and everyone was spending their money on kitchens and bathrooms. And I think now it's about personalizing your home because you know you're going to be there. So it's about converting that old formal dining room into an office, into a play area for the kids. And so it's about what works for your family. But you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to do it. When some people say the cheapest thing you can do is add paint to the wall, I say take one step further and add some part of your personality to it. So instead of just adding paint, how about making a custom stencil that is either some kind of floor pattern or something that means a lot to what you're into? For me, I think walking into a home and sort of feeling the personality of the family, whether it's photos of sort of tightly cropped smiles and laughter, or it's musical instruments, or it's, rock and roll albums that are on the wall, or it's about knowing that, okay, somebody, lives here and this is their personality, and for me, it's immediately seeing different things made out of like piano parts or whatever. And you can tell, okay, this guy tinkers around with his hands, and I think it's important that you do that, but you don't have to spend an arm or leg, and it's about finding cool fabrics, maybe a thrift store that you can make custom pillows, something that's just, it brings bright color in, but it brings in, brings a room to life. And sometimes photography can do that too. Just spend a little money on custom frames. There's so many different tricks. That's why I have the website, so people can find out more.
I saw some great tips on there yesterday. I was on there looking, and what you were doing with the photos and your suggestions about how you can manipulate them, whether you black and white or you up the color on this end or that end. And it really does dramatically change one photo and how you can apply it to a room. There's also some great tips on colors and what colors say about you, the colors that you choose for your rooms. I was joking with these guys earlier this week that I'm about to paint. I just moved into a place. I just moved back to Toronto. And I'm painting like a wall and a half. And I have had these colors picked out for probably about 3 months. And the other day I was watching Olympic coverage. And I was like, wow, that's the green. There's the blue. Like, it's very strange. So
it's subtle, right? Yeah. It's amazing. Well, what's funny too is so many people are afraid of picking, like, I think it's kind of funny, honestly, because so many people are afraid to trust their instinct about what's going in their home, yet we go into our closet every morning and we pick out not only colors, but fabrics that we put on our bodies, and if you think about it, I mean, especially with a men's suit, it's like, okay, you've got the striped suit or whatever, and you've got the punch of color, which is sort of a throw pillow you're wearing around your neck, but it's awkward, but it's true. That's really what you sort of go with, designing a room, because you keep everything else sort of gray and neutrals and then you add just a slight pop of something. But yeah, it's funny how so many people are scared of picking out a color. And we're also safe with beige, but I think it is funny that if you ask somebody, like, what's your favorite color, it takes a very bold person to say, I like bold red. And, if they have it in the bedroom, watch out, because that's when things get crazy.
That's a great way to think about it, though. Think about it like it's your wardrobe, right? How you approach your wardrobe. I like that. I like that a lot. You're currently in season 7 of Extreme Makeover Home Edition on television. Just a fabulous show. We've seen how much work goes into the show. I mean, physically, you're working on the show a lot with carpentry and building and architecture and design and stuff, but emotionally it's got to be pretty draining for you.
Yeah, it's basically like a therapy session every day. Well, what's crazy too is my schedule. I actually do 2 at the same time. So I'll surprise a family, sort of send them on vacation, get the plan together what we're going to do, tear down the house, and then I'll fly and start another one, another family in another state. So I'm like, it is crazy because when I come back, you really have to pull the room together in basically 18 hours. Wow. But the emotional, it's funny. It's you, you experience what they've gone through, and it does certainly affect you, and that's why you put so much into it, because you sort of feel what they're kind of going through. And I think with us, it's not like we change the world by giving the family a home, but I think in many ways what we do is we sort of turn the page and give them like a new start. And in many ways, people need that to sort of just move on from what they've been through, and to just sort of give them hope that they can get through, what they're battling. But it certainly does open your heart out to something that a lot of people go through, and so you identify with just the struggle of that whether it's financial, emotional, physical, and so yes, I would definitely say I'm a better person because of being involved in the show, for sure.
Oh, that's very cool. And you guys get some great musical artists involved this weekend. I believe this weekend's episode has Kiss.
Yeah, it's awesome. And the family does like a sort of they give the community a chance to experience with music, and gives them an outlet creatively. So one of their fantasies, I think, was to always meet Kiss, and we actually let them play in the band. And like the guy he's an awesome drummer, the dad, so he goes off. And I actually have to write this song for like a demo. Basically, we're doing a rock and roll demo. So I had literally 2 hours to come up with a song that we're going to send to the family on video. And I'm like, oh God, how are we going to do this? And so it was a lot of fun though, because we literally blow up the house and we do all these pyrotechnics. And I'm like, yeah. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. But so yeah, we stay busy with the show. Being up here in Canada, being at the home show today is going to be phenomenal. I love talking to people about our show, giving them tips, letting them know what it's really like in the world of what I do. But also had some meetings up here about possibly doing a show just strictly for Canada, sort of getting back to my roots, which is giving people a challenge creatively. Where I can't really go into too many details, but it's going to be awesome because it's about a creative challenge, and I love that. I go through it every day, and it's like, how are you going to come up with the idea? How are you going to execute? How are you going to get it done in the time you have? But I'd love to share those kind of things with Canada. So this thing might actually be just exclusive to Canada, which is cool.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. I don't know when you find time to sleep, my friend. Thank you so much to Ty Pennington for stopping by. Extreme Makeover Home Edition airs Sunday nights at 8 on City TV. You can catch that episode this weekend with Kiss. And today at the National Home Show, catch Ty in the Direct Energy Center at Exhibition Place, 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock. For more info, you can just visit our website at chfi.com.